Is it centered? Okay, boys and girls, today we're going to make ugly sweaters. I hope you like that anthem. That was pretty funny. Here's an ugly sweater that I just did quickly with color, so it kind of gives you an idea. But you have a choice of a turtleneck. That's the kind that wraps around your neck. You could do what we call a crew neck, which is it has like a curve to it in the front, or a V-neck, which is the kind that has a V in the center. You can even put fabric running across with designs in that too. All right, so you have a choice, but we'll all start the same and then we'll end a little differently. All right, so you're gonna come up towards the top of your paper, holding your paper the tall way. Remember, you can stop and play this video as much as you need to, and you can draw with pencil first and then go over with Sharpie marker after. All right, so here we go. Let's have some fun making ugly sweaters. Here we go. We're gonna go in here. I'm gonna come down just a little ways so I have room to make that turtleneck if I need to. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start off by making a upside down rainbow, just like that. Okay, that's where they all begin. All the sweaters will begin that way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a curved line out and a curved line out to show the shoulders. Okay, I'm going to bring that line down and bring this line down. That will end up making the sleeves. And I'm going to go in and make a line in the center to make the center of the sweater. So I'm going to come in and do a line here, and I'm going to do a line here just like that. Okay, bring it down just as far as I can for the sweater. And then I'm going to come back up and I'm going to connect this line out and round it off. And the same thing on this side, connect out and round this off. Then I'm going to go in and make a cuff. So I'm going to make two lines, a line here and a line there, and a frog jump, and a line here and a line here. I'm going to make a round line just like I did to make the bottom of the sleeve. Okay, and you can go in and add some little lines in there to kind of add in the edge of the sweater. Okay, then you can come down and you can kind of curve that line and connect it all the way around just like this. And then you can come down and make a little edge to your sweater, a little line down, and another curved line that runs across. And you can put in the little lines coming up on the sweater, connecting from one to the other. Okay, when you get to the edge, you can make it a little bit rounded, a little bit on the edge there, on both sides. Now this is the center of your sweater. You can do whatever you want. You could go in and make a V-neck, which would be a V right here in the center. You could keep it a crew neck, which means that you'll just make a little edging here around where the neck would be, or you can go up and make it into a turtleneck, which I will show you now. So for a turtleneck, you're going to make a curved line and a curved line in the center and then run the line across. Okay, you can make a straight line down the middle and then the side lines will curve a little bit to give it that rounded look as if the fabric is curving around. See how I'm doing that? Okay, for the sweater material. And then you can go in and add in any details you want, boys and girls. I want you to be as creative as you can. You can use found objects. Remember we talked about this in some of my classes. I had time to talk about it last week. Found objects is a type of style of art that artists use all the time when they're creating. So you could find some glittery things in your house that maybe you have on decoration right now. Like here's a nice snowflake that I have. I could do some other types of snowflakes. I just grabbed these quick off of my holiday tree. You could do something like this to add to it, or you could simply draw. You could use them as influence to kind of help you as an artist to kind of get an idea of what you want to do with your sweater. But you can use tinsel, all kinds of decorative things. You could also use things that you lay down on top of the sweater around it as decoration or to frame the edge of your work. Nature things from outside that you find, okay? You can go in and start to add in some details. All right, so for this ugly sweater that may not be so ugly, because to some people they might actually think these sweaters are beautiful, right? A lot of times I find these sweaters to be pretty interesting to look at. All right, so I could do something like this. I could go in and put a holiday tree. Here's one that I did on this one, but you don't have to necessarily do a winter tree like this, a holiday tree. You could do Hanukkah. You could do Kwanzaa. If you don't celebrate any holidays, you could just do a winter theme on your sweater. I think I'll do that for this one. I'm gonna make some X's in the front that will become snowflakes. Okay, so I make some X's and some little lines. I wanna make them the same, okay? And I could do little V's coming off of my snowflakes, just like this. I'm gonna come over and do the same thing on this side so that I try to mimic them to be the same. Okay, and the ones in the middle, instead of doing V's, I could do V's going the other way with little lines out the ends of them. Okay, to make my snowflake. All right, so here I go, trying to mimic the same look that I did on the other snowflake. Okay, once you've done that, you could go in and do more details up at the top. You could have a lot of fun adding all kinds of details. I could do snowflakes that make the shape of a triangle. I could make snowflakes that make the shape of a snowflake, right? I really want you to be as creative as you can. I could go in and add some snowflakes up the side. But whatever I do on one side, I want to mimic it on the other. I'm going to make mine symmetrical. Okay, so we'll add some lines here in the center. Okay, and then I could go in and add some more details, all right, to my sweater. All right, boys and girls, when you're done, you could go in and add crayon. That's one option. Crayon, we don't give crayon enough credit. Crayons are really fun because you can really blend colors well. Like I put yellow on top of my green. You could blend colors. You, of course, could use washable markers to go in and do your work. You could use Sharpie marker if you wanted to. You could use oil pastels or Cray-Pas and blend colors that way. You could add glue if you have a glue stick. You could use glitter if you have it in your house, or glitter pens. Of course, you could use crayons. And of course, you could go in and use watercolor paints. That's a lot of fun too. You could do a mixture of crayon and watercolor, or you could do Cray-Pas with watercolor. Those are options too. I cannot wait to see what creations you have. And remember, you could add some found objects to your work as well. I could color this all in and add some found objects to my design to help create my project, okay? Then you'll take a photo of it. You want to lay your object down when you take a photo though for this one. Sometimes we hold it up, but this time you're going to want to bend your Chromebook so that you can make a picture of it laying flat if you're going with the found object approach. All right, boys and girls, I cannot wait to see your design, your fashion design of an ugly sweater that may not be so ugly. Have a great week. Bye, guys.